Most people believe after the divorce is over, the abuse ends. But if you've divorced a narcissist, you know that's not true. They don't care that the paperwork is signed. The abuse and manipulation continues, and in many cases, it gets worse, and that is not accidental.
No, so let's jump right into these tactics. There's actually three of them that narcissists use to prolong the abuse, even though the divorce is settled.
Absolutely. One of the main things is the legal and the financial abuse after the divorce is final. That could be withholding marital awards, things that you have actually been awarded in your divorce decree, you just can't seem to collect. Maybe it's post documentation that they're supposed to sign. Like in my case, he was supposed to release a lien on my house so I could sell it. He would not release the lien. I had to take him back to court. I had to file contempt charges against him. So they can try to control the narrative even after the divorce is final, even after the awards are settled, and it can cause a lot of hardship for people. So you have to know what to do. If you still have your attorney, definitely go back to the attorney.
Let's stop right there. We see this
Oh,
happen so often where the judgments are not received.
yeah.
And what happens is that the victim is not able to pay their attorney. So guess what?
Or rehire their attorney.
Yeah. And so they have no way to collect this judgment because they don't have legal representation anymore. So it's really can be a very, very difficult
Yeah,
situation.
and people don't realize the court system, they're not collectors.
Right.
They're enforcers of judgments and orders, but they're not collectors. So, but they can actually help you if you are having these kind of issues. You can go back and file contempt charges against the person for not paying or for not complying. Whatever was in the order can be enforced. You just have to know how to do it because they will drag it out. They'll have money to hire an attorney. They'll be paying their attorney to fight these ridiculous things or purposely delay the receipt of that money. So being able to understand how to protect your rights is really challenging for people, especially if they've lost their attorney.
Yeah, and the frustrating thing is you think the divorce is over, so the abuse ends,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. This is another way, another tactic for the narcissist to continue to abuse you, even though the divorce
They
is
can't
over.
stand that they've lost control.
Right.
And money is one of the main ways they can still control you or try to control you.
Right.
So understanding what to do about that is huge.
Okay, so we talked just a little bit about how to handle this if you're pro se, which means you're representing yourself.
Mhm.
But let's talk about the next tactic, which is horrible and which has really happened to
That
me.
happened to you.
Yeah, through this, it's called smear campaigns.
Ugh.
So what happens is you think the divorce is over, you're going to move on with your life, but no, they want you to continue to suffer. They want to alienate you from family, from friends, from church groups.
They wanna continue playing the victim,
Right.
that they were the one wronged by it, and you're trying to recover, so you're not out spreading all these lies, but they are.
Right. So let me tell you about my smear campaign, which
Mm.
I didn't even know was going on, just like you said. Um, I found out years later that she was telling all my friends and family that the reason we got a divorce and she filed, which isn't what happened, I actually filed, but she filed because I was physically abusing her.
That's probably the worst
Can you
one of the worst
imagine?
things. That's how you can say it. I mean,
I just couldn't. All of a sudden, my friends, I didn't have the friends I thought I had. I wasn't getting the phone calls, the invites, all of these things, and it was because they thought that I was abusing this woman, and I wasn't defending myself because I didn't know what was going on.
well, and the sad part about it is you have to remember, people see the abuser with the mask on. Remember that person we all fell in love with the mask on? We thought they were so perfect?
Right.
That's what everybody else sees. Many people do not see the monster beneath the mask because it happens behind closed doors.
Right.
So they think that person is this great person that they've met. So when someone tells a story to that effect and the person they're telling it about is not defending themselves, is kind of, you know, hunkered down, minding their own business, trying to recover, it leads these people to believe, well, it must be true. And that's the sad part about these smear campaigns is a lot of times you find out by accident, either by being, ignored, avoided, not invited, or somebody tells you in the case of my situation where I had to actually file defamation of character.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What
It
is
was so horrific.
like if this is going on with you, or you suspect it's going on we recommend, talking to someone that you're very, very close with,
That you can trust.
that
You gotta watch out for flying monkeys.
that you were most likely close to before you met your narcissist.
Yeah.
And so this is a person you can, or, a close family member or something like this, and say, what is going on? And try to get the facts of what is happening. Then there's legal recourse
Yeah.
that you can,
Yeah, if they're ruining your reputation, it can cause you financial harm, community harm. It could possibly interfere with your job. All of these things are considered defamation of character, and you can't actually file a lawsuit for someone who's trying to destroy your reputation with false lies, because those type things can actually be punitive, especially if they cause you to lose your job or something, to that
let's
effect.
talk about what happened just the other day.
Want to protect people's confidence, but he told obviously a big fabrication, and they all came to support him because they had no idea that wasn't the truth, because they're so believable. And our client felt so incredibly
devastated.
betrayed, and we had to explain to her, they only know one story, and this isn't, where we're saying just run out and tell your side of the story, but you can't keep yourself isolated. So, like John said, trusted members of your church or family, your friends group, so they know your side of the story and they can protect you, because they're likely gonna hear the rumors and can stand up for you. Where they're not, no one's gonna, the narcissist is not gonna say it in front of your face. They're gonna say it behind your back. So having somebody on your side that can defend you,
Right.
that knows your truth, is huge. And most victims self-isolate. They just wanna try to get over it. They don't wanna talk about it, but unfortunately, that keeps your side of the story quiet.
And what did her attorney say? He's setting up for a defamation
Of character
character
loss.
lawsuit,
Yep.
which is another battle
Yep.
that could be won in the future if they pull something like that.
Right.
Now, we talked about two tactics right now that can be very, very scary if you're dealing with them on your own.
Mm.
So I do want to make sure that everybody knows here that Melissa is a certified divorce coach, and she is amazing. She has clients all over the United States, that she's helping through issues just like this. So if you're dealing with this, I'm going to put the link to book a call with Melissa and a discount code in the description below, so you can just click on that and book a call with her, and you'll receive an intake form, which will allow you to really tell what's going on, so that 1 hour call is really
It's yes, we could dial right into
right in. Right.
what's going on with you, because some people, feel so alone. They feel like, the narcissist is still winning after the divorce, and that is what I understand, because that's what happened to me, and, that's the reason I became a certified divorce coach, because I wanna help others not feel so alone, not feel like there's nothing that they can do. They just have to deal with this abuse and this, defamation of character situation for the rest of their life with this
Right.
abusive person, and that's not true.
Right.
So, we just wanna make sure you don't feel alone,
Right.
and that there is somebody that can help you in your corner.
So let's talk about the third tactic, which could be the most devastating long term,
Yes.
and that's using the children.
Yeah, weaponizing the children, which is a form of child abuse.
Right.
And it happens so often, because what do you love more than your children? Oh my gosh,
Right.
nothing. And if they can get to you and hurt you through the child, they don't care that that abuse is actually harming the child,
Right.
that it could have long-term negative effects on them. They're only out to hurt you. So if you are noticing bizarre behavior from your child, they're different, they're quiet, their grades are slipping, maybe they don't want to talk to you when they're on the other narcissist parenting time. Maybe all of a sudden you're not being the records aren't being shared with you, educational records, medical records, everything that the parenting plan, which is an order, a court order, they don't care. They may not be using the co-parenting app that they were ordered to use. All of these things, you can always take them back to court. You can always file something against them for violating the parenting plan. It's honestly, it's for the protection of your children. That's why it's there. But it doesn't matter to a narcissist, because if they can get to you and hurt you by doing something that negatively affects your children, they will do it. And that's the sad part
It's
about it.
amazing how adversely it affects the children.
Yeah.
We have a client right now whose daughter is really acting out in horrific ways,
In
in
school.
school, bullying, and also she was such a talented artist, but the things that she's drawing now, and I don't want to give too much away, obviously, are horrific. They went from
Dark.
beautiful things to very, very dark spaces, and it's because of the abuse that she's suffering because the abuser is using her against the mom,
Yeah.
and it's just a horrible, horrible situation. So, let's talk a little bit about if that's happening with you right now. Melissa has published 8 books, and one of those books is The War You Didn't Choose: Co-Parenting with a Narcissist, which, you know what? Co-parenting with a narcissist probably has to be the hardest thing in the world to do.
Yeah, and it's because you can't control their side of the slate,
No.
but you can control what's in the parenting plan,
Mm.
approved by the court. You can go back to court. If you have an attorney, you can have your attorney go back. If you're now pro se because you had to let your attorney go, there are things that you can file, that are contempt if they're violating the parenting plan. The reason I wrote this book, it not only has, um how to deal with co-parenting with a narcissist, but it gives you tools, templates, things that you can bring back to the court, the guardian ad litem if they were involved. There are things in my books. There's always workbooks. There's always action steps. There's journaling. A lot of things that help you put your thoughts down because we know how triggering this is. We know how desperate you can feel when you feel like you have no one to help you. But you can read this for free. I mean, we can put the link, below, but you can get it on Amazon. You can read it for free on Kindle. But it's at least a guidebook to help you if you feel you don't know what to do and you have no
I
place
like
to
how
go.
it has so many things within it to guide
Yeah,
someone who's dealing with this so that you're not dealing this alone.
right.
Also, you can book a call with Melissa if
Yeah.
you need help with this as well. Your kids are the most important thing in the world.
Yes.
To make sure you see these signs, and if you do, you know how to combat them.
Yeah, and some of them are just, things that, keeping your side of the slate the way you want it, your bedtimes, your rules, your homework, your, after-school, programs, all of the things that you can control on your side, continue to do so with a loving, supportive, protective heart because children do grow up and they can start seeing things for what they are. There's so many people that feel desperate that, they're trying so desperately to control that negative environment on the other side, and you cannot, you can't. Not without court interference. You can control your side, and so making your side safe, loving, caring, that goes a long way, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. It will in the long run because, like I said, kids grow up and they start being able to see things with their own eyes and think with their own mind. But it is such a challenging situation to find yourself in. I feel
So if
horrible for
there,
anybody that's going through
please
that.
get a copy of this book. Like Melissa said, you can read it on Kindle. Are you dealing with one of these 3 tactics right now? Do one of them sound familiar to you? If they do, in the comments below, just put, "Oh, tactic 1 or tactic 2." Give us a little bit of information about what's going on. Share it with the other people that are here too, because what's going on with you or what you did to, combat one of these tactics might help somebody
Yeah.
else. And also, we're in our comments every single day. And so if there's something that's going on with you right now and you have a question about, please leave them in the comments. We'll make sure that we get back to you as quickly as possible. And let's end this with something kind of empowering. Um, this too shall pass. What you're dealing with right now is really tough, and it's something that you will get through with your trusted friends and family, with an expert like Melissa, with one of her, but you will get through this. We've seen so many people come through on the other end
That we're so broken.
and so much stronger
Mhm.
and so much more grateful for the amazing life they have now. And we know that it will be over eventually, and you will have your life back.
Yeah. Yeah, you will. That is one thing that you absolutely control is how you react to things. and knowing your options, because sometimes not knowing those options can be very scary. And that's why we always want to offer resources to this community, because we love you guys so much. We appreciate you following us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We put a weekly episode every week. We love hearing from you. We want to cover the topics that you're interested in hearing.
So excited about how fast this channel is growing right now.
I know.
It is really growing fast. So
So thank you.
please subscribe. And then if you liked this content today, please hit the like. We'd really appreciate that.
Or share it with somebody that you know.
Share it with someone who needs it.
Yeah.
But also, if you want to hear a topic in the future, just leave it in the comments too. We'd love to cover that for you.
Absolutely. We're here for you.
Yep. Thank you so much for being with us today.
We'll see you on the next episode.
Stay safe.